Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama here with Twiggy the comedian. Well, Twiggy's a parakeet, but a funny parakeet, okay? I mean, every morning has me rolling over when he wakes up, telling me a new joke. And so Twiggy wants to tell you a joke. And so since I speak parakeet and you don't, I'm telling him I'll have to translate for you, okay? And disclaimer, full disclaimer, this is Twiggy's joke, not mine. So if it's somebody's joke he's taken, it isn't me, it's Twiggy, okay? Also, if the joke's not funny, it isn't me, it's Twiggy, okay? So if you like the joke, hit that subscribe button, okay? And if you don't like that joke, hit the subscribe button, okay? So Twig, you can't, this is the joke, you have to tell me the joke. Okay, so what what joke are we doing today? About the Pope? Okay, Twiggy, listen, this better not be a religious joke because it may not go well, all right? You might get bird cancel culture, you know, you might be canceled. Oh, okay, it's not so bad. So what it is the Pope, he's supposed to make an address to the United Nations in New York. So he goes to the United Nations, he flies into New York City, and his limo driver comes to get him, and the limo driver is a devout Catholic. So he's like just over the moon that he's going to be driving the Pope. And so, you know, when he sees the Pope, he says, "Oh, Your Eminence, I am such a believer, a follower. I even follow your Instagram page and subscribe to your YouTube page. So, you know, if you want, you can subscribe to the Pope's YouTube page as well. And so whatever you want while you're here in New York, you just let me know. I want your trip to be unforgettable. So whatever I can do." So the Pope's like, well, listen, you know, before I was Pope, I used to love driving. I'd go driving all around the countryside. It just brought me so much joy. And ever since I've been Pope, they have me in this Pope-mobile, and they don't let me drive anymore. So, you know, since it's just you and me here, you think you let me drive, you know, the limousine? So the chauffeur is like, gee, I don't know. The boss might not be too happy about that, right? And so I don't know. I mean, I might get fired. So the Pope's like, hey, listen, it's between me and you, okay? No one else will know. It'll be a quick drive. No one will know, all right? So the chauffeur thinks, he's like, all right, well, this is the Pope. Let me, you know, try and make him happy. So he says, okay. So the Pope says, okay, you get in the back and I'll drive. Great. So, you know, the chauffeur, he gets in the back, he sits there, nervous but comfortable. So then the Pope pulls off and he's like, oh my gosh, this is great. You know, this reminds me of all the old times, right? Am I telling it good? Yep. Okay, cool. It reminds me of the old times when I was driving. It's amazing. So, you know, he's getting, you know, happy and faster and just speeding around New York City, right? Speeding around New York City and woo, right by a cop. And so the cop's like, sees that limo fly by, he's like, woo, 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 and pulls it over, right? So he gets out and saunters up to the driver's side. He looks inside, goes to the back, to where the passenger sits, and he looks back there. He's like, oh. So he goes back to his police car, and he's like, I gotta call the sergeant on this. So he calls the sergeant. He's like, hey, Sarge, I got a problem here. And the sergeant's like, well, what's the problem? He's like, well, I just pulled over this limo for speeding. He's like, well, what's the problem? Just give him a ticket. He's like, well, I don't know. This person must be, you know, really important. He's like, important? Like, who is it? The mayor of New York? He's like, nah, I think he's a little more important than the mayor of New York. He's like, well, who could it be? The governor of New York? He's like, no, I think he's more important than the governor of New York. He's like, well, who else could it be? The president of the United States? Is it the president of the United States? He's like, you know, Sarge, I don't know who it is, but I think he's more important than the president of the United States. He's got the Pope as his chauffeur. Did I say it right? That's pretty funny. That's what, hit that subscribe button because Twiggy's joke was funny, okay? Twiggy, that was funny. The Pope. Thanks for watching. And if you like that video and want to keep up with all things Charlie Bahama, you know, where all celebs kick off their shoes and let their hair down, then hit that subscribe button now and share.